Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back. Today I'm out at the private track just trying to get some laps in, watching a lot of videos trying to get better, you know, because I suck. There's my timer. So what I'm going to do today is just hit 15 minutes on the track. I did some warm-up drills and some turn drills, and I practiced riding with one hand, using my body weight, squeezing my bike with my legs, stuff like that. I've been watching a lot of AJ Catanzaro videos. I really like his stuff. I think he's pretty smart when it comes to form and how to get better more efficiently. So I watch a lot of his stuff. And then if you guys are also into like the Moto Academy, those guys are pretty cool too. And Tyler puts out a lot of good content on drills you can do. I know he has like a little series going on, drills that pay the bills. I've been watching that, and he's got a couple on there about just doing timed motos, getting better fitness-wise. And I feel like that's something that I need to do because, you know, when I'm pushing it, I get real tired. I'm just a D-class rider out here. So figured I'd work on my skill first, and that's why I did those turn drills. Didn't film them or nothing. And then I went out and hit 15 minutes. And typically when I'm riding or racing, I'm only doing, I don't know, like a 4-minute race total. Say if I'm at Latrobe, it's 4 or 5 minutes. Latrobe's an arena cross track, so it's a lot smaller. But Pleasure Valley, I'd say probably 10 minutes tops. You know, for these amateur races, you're really only out there for 4 laps. And if it's a bigger track, it's going to be closer to 2.5 minutes to maybe 3-minute lap time, depending on how fast or slow you are. Whereas at the arena cross track, they're pretty much a minute or less lap times. Figured I'd go out and ride for about 15 minutes here, and kind of stole some stuff from both AJ and Tyler, where I did the turn drills first, and then instead of hitting 4 or 3 or 2, whatever, how many sets of this 15 minutes here, I was already a little bit tired from before, so I just went out and hit 1 set of doing 15 minutes. That's pretty much what I'm doing. And in that 15 minutes, Tyler suggests the first lap you go about 90% speed, all the rest stay around 60%, and then your last one do 90. So this would be a little bit better if I was on a track that had bigger jumps, but I'm still getting, you know, something out of this. And plus you guys can kind of see this little backyard private track that we had built too. Pretty cool. Pretty small jumps, but like this berm here that I'm going through. Looks like this is the point where I think I smashed my GoPro. I think I stalled out the bike and then bump started it. But yeah, little berms here and there, and then, you know, a couple small jumps. The jump after this turn and little jump here, the jump up on top of the hill, is probably the biggest jump here. And I think I tried to make it about 40 foot long. It's kind of like a table and then a triple, and I have yet to hit that. I think it's a little bit sketchy and that landing's not big enough, so I'm not worried about hitting it. I don't need to hit it with my front tire and screw up. I'm sure I'd be fine, but I'm out here by myself, so I'm not risking anything. But yeah, a little neat part going through the woods there, and then it comes back around. Our goal was to kind of keep it away from the road. We did initially have a little turn that was pretty close to the road, but we realized that would probably be a hazard if someone were to get whiskey throttle or fall over, or somehow end up on the road. There's a lot of traffic there, so we kind of made it go through the woods there, which is cool, and then circle back around, and I think it's pretty safe. So one thing I wanted to ask you guys, and maybe I can get some opinions, is a question relating to track grooming. I'm sure some of you guys have some little backyard tracks or turn tracks and maybe don't do much grooming, or maybe go out there with a rake and clean it up or add some mulch to it, which I know is a good idea as well. Mulch supposedly helps hold the moisture in. One thing I was looking into though is a smaller rototiller, so kind of like a portable rototiller. I'm not sure if anybody's seen those or not. Typically they're found gas powered, but I've been seeing more and more recent ones that are electric powered, and specifically looking for one that's cordless, because I don't know if I'm going to have a 200, 300 foot extension cord that I'm going to want to bring out here, which, you know, it probably would work, but I've been looking at the battery ones too, and they actually look okay. I think it's a lot of work compared to having an actual rototiller on a tractor, but that's not something I'm looking at right now or something that I want to pay for. That's something further down the line in the future. Would be cool to have, but I think for now, if I could find one of those little portable rototillers, that would work perfectly fine for this track. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, if anybody's used anything like that, and if you think that's a good idea to break up some of the dirt, maybe get some ruts going on here. There's some really small ruts forming up here, which is good. It's helping, you know, to keep me in on some of these turns. But I'm looking to make it a little bit more deep. It's something that's going to be more realistic compared to like Pleasure Valley and High Point, so I can keep practicing and getting better. But so far, guys, my goal is just to keep getting better, keep doing these drills, do everything I can to work on my form and catch up and try to get to C class. You know, because I haven't raced since I was 15, 16, maybe I was 17 last time I raced. And all those old videos are on the YouTube channel. If you go back too, you can see some videos of me racing back then when I was younger. And that was on my old 125. It was a 2005 YZ125. So the bike I have now, the 2021 YZ250, it's practically the same bike, bigger motor. The 125s and the 252 strokes were pretty much the same for a few years, or more than that. For the past 15, 20 years, they've been the same. Once they've gotten the aluminum frame and everything in 05, everything was the same with exception to a suspension change, I believe, in 2006. So if you had a 2006 YZ125 or 250, it'd essentially be the exact same bike as a 2020, 21 YZ125 or YZ250. And you know, really the only changes that they made were cosmetic with the plastics and you know, the restyled look. But I am glad I chose to get a new bike, and I think I'm going to keep this one for a while. I don't think two strokes are going anywhere. It's unfortunate that they just came out with a 2022 version and they're getting closer to doing fuel injection, and they completely restyled it, and I think they even made a frame change as well. But you know, it doesn't really bother me. I love this bike, and I think I'm really starting to get it dialed in. You know, I tweaked all the suspension on it. No aftermarket parts with that. Everything's pretty much stock on the bike. The only things I've really changed were the handlebars, which unfortunately got bent up, and that's why I have the stock ones on now. And gripper seats, put that on mostly for looks, but also to help me from sliding off. A lot of people recommend it, so I threw the gripper seat on, put the numbers on for racing, and put the skid plate on there as well. So other than that, everything on that bike is stock. The only thing I really had to do was clean out the carb and everything from break-in, because as you know, they put in a really thick mixture when they're breaking it in at the shop. So I had to clean out the carb and the gas tank just to get the bike to run right, popped a new spark plug in, and set all my suspension and my sag, and the bike feels great stock. So who knows if I'm going to put a, you know, like an aftermarket pipe or anything like that on there. Top end's pretty good, I think. I've realistically only put probably 20 hours on this bike since I've had it, and that's since April. It's now October. When I filmed this footage, it was probably at least a couple weeks ago, maybe more. So since then, that's, let's see, maybe 5 or 6 months, I'd say. And some other things I've been looking into is doing a motocross class. I was signed up for a couple previously, and they kept getting canceled because of the rain, unfortunately, and I just can't take off work anymore at this point, so that's kind of out of the equation. You know, maybe I'll hit one of those motocross classes before the end of the year. Like I said in a previous video, it's a couple former pro motocross guys that are teaching the class. They get a lot of younger kids in there on like 85s and stuff. And then, you know, a few C-class riders, I want to say. And I think they do have some upper-level guys, too. But another option I was thinking about doing is just taking a week off, a week or two in the winter, and going up to South Carolina. I know there's Club MX up there, as well as south of the border, MX. I don't know if they have a whole lot of guys that are C and D level, so that's why I'm contemplating just not doing that. I don't want to go up there and be around a bunch of fast guys and not feel very confident. But I don't know if you guys have ever been there or you guys know more about it than I do. Comment that as well. I'm curious to know if they have a lot of, you know, C-level riders up there or beginner level. As you can see here, I stalled out my bike again, so that's why I don't even think I'm at the C-class level yet, because I keep doing stuff like this. But let me know, because I'm curious. I want to get some riding in during the winter, so I feel fully confident to jump into C-class coming in the spring. But yeah, I'm just going to let the video play out for now. Just a few minutes left here. And I'm going to ride for a couple laps and maybe turn it up a notch here for the last lap or two. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching the video and checking out the private track. Let me know again in the comments your opinion on getting a portable rototiller to groom up this track, and as well as if you think I should go to South Carolina to get some legit training in, if you think that's going to be beneficial for me. So let me know in the comments, guys. I'll see you in the next vid.